Hi, my name is Dayang Nurfateha and I would like to present about the introduction of Thailand. Next to Myanmar, Thailand is the second largest country on the Southeast Asian mainland. Geography and history have conspired to make the country a unique nation. There has been a major Thai state in the present territory of Thailand for the last 600 years, and the country is one of the very few in Asia to have escaped European colonialism. Furthermore, among Southeast Asian countries, Thailand is the most identity-conscious nation. Moreover, the country does not possess the multiplicity of languages found in Indonesia and the Philippines, nor contains a complex ethnic mix as in Malaysia. 85% of the population speak Thai, which is a member of a large cluster of languages spoken in all bordering countries as well as southern China and northern Vietnam.
Hi and Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Nopara Shazwana binti Rosazid and I will present the background of Thailand. History of Thailand. In the early 20th century, the Thai people established their own nations with the Ayutthaya Kingdom standing as the most powerful for a time. The Khmers, Burma and Vietnam were continually posing a danger to the nations, not to mention the presence of the French and British who were competing for colonies in Southeast Asia at the time. In the 19th and 20th centuries, when European colonial powers threatened, Thailand was the only country that escaped colonial authority. In the newly established administrations, civil and military groups bickered for authority and fear of communism and nationalism provoked instability. Thailand was ruled by the military for 60 years with no apparent direction or leader other than the top general. At the time of World War II, Thailand's military authorities close to ally with Japan in order to avoid becoming a victim along its path. Thailand maintained tight links with the United States in the post-war period, avoiding the communist influence that many of its neighbors embraced. Political system in Thailand. Thailand's policies are ruled by a constitutional monarchy, with the Prime Minister as the head of government and a hereditary monarch as the head of states. The judiciary is separate from the executive and legislative branches of government. Thailand's economy. Prior to 1960s, Thailand's economy was mostly focused on the internal consumption of rice and other foods and products, as well as the export of rice, rubber, tea, and tin. The move from agriculture to industry was accelerated by the adoption of the first National Development Plan in 1963. Villagers began organizing major protests against forest initiative in the 1980s. The abrupt depreciation of the baht in 1997 sparked a financial crisis. The economy had begun to recover at the turn of the 21st century. The 2006 coup reignited two concerns about Thailand's economic future. Presently, Thailand's economy is expected to grow between 2.5 and 3.5% in 2022 due to improved domestic demand, the recovery of domestic tourism, and the continued increase of goods exports.
Thailand is a country with a rich cultural heritage, and it is one that local people are keen to share with newcomers. Take advantage of chances to see their traditional dancing, try their new foods, and explore treasured destinations like the ornate Buddhist temples that cover the country. However, the pace of life in Thailand is slower than in many Western cultures, and a simple life is encouraged. Family life centers around food, and in most areas, there is a strong sense of community, with people getting together for meals with neighbors and helping each other with everyday tasks and chores. While Thai customs such as showing the Y, saving face, and not pointing your feet towards people can feel strict at first, overall, this is a country which values positive relationships and is keen to welcome newcomers. The cost of living is so low that dining out on Thailand cuisine and exploring markets, temples and museums won't break the bank, so settling in should take no time at all. Much of Thailand's culture comes from the ethnic Thai people. One of the most important influences on culture in Thailand is Buddhism. Many of the traditions and beliefs of the people in Thailand stem directly from Buddhist principles. Hinduism has also made important contributions to Thai culture, and the close links between Thailand and India can be seen in art, literature, and in many Thai customs. Other key customs to be aware of are the Wai and respect for the king. The Wai is a traditional Thai greeting, holding your palms together in front of your face and making a small bow. If someone greets you with a Wai, and it is rude not to offer one back, and there are different levels of respect you can pay with this gesture depending on where you hold your hands. The royal family are held in high regard in Thailand, and it is illegal to speak badly for the king. Both Thai people are very forgiving of cultural faults past made by foreigners. Openly disrespecting the king through the jokes or questioning his authority can be land you in prison and should be avoided.
Hello, my name is Ashraf Aziz bin Shukri and I'm going to discussing on the domestic issue on Thailand. So basically, let's start off with the first one is the youth-led democracy protest. In this particular issue, protesters protest their government in chaotic way. Protests of the people in Thailand happened due to their Prime Minister Prayut that caused government inefficiency, authoritarian, and the corruption to be increasing. Therefore, the people of Thailand become violent in order for their government to be changed. Secondly, the harsh treatments toward the refugee, asylum seekers, and to the migrant workers. Basically, Thailand government used harsh treatments toward this particular group by sending them to jail or deport them back to their own country, even though this type of group seeking for refugees from the danger. As for the migrant worker, they got exploited through the forced labor and receive minimum wages. And lastly, the restriction of freedom expression. During the pandemic of the COVID-19, Prime Minister Prayut enforced the emergency decree during the pandemic COVID-19, which affect the right of the people in Thailand to express their feelings. To avoid any fear to the people or false information regarding of the COVID-19. As such, the people will face the consequences for expressing their feeling through protest or even social media. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nur Ain Aishazina Zakaria as the last presenter for this group presentation. I will present the conclusion for country that we have chosen, which is Thailand. To summarize, Thailand means land of the free or Siam, as the nation was known until 1949. It is located in the heart of continental Southeast Asia. Bangkok, which means City of Angels, is Thailand's capital. Thailand is well known even in the 21st century as a powerful nation since it is the only Southeast Asian country that has never been colonized by a European power. Aside from that, Thailand is a parliamentary democracy with a constitutional monarchy with Prayut Chan-o-cha as the current Prime Minister and Maha Vajiralongkorn as the King of Thailand. Throughout Thailand's contemporary history, however, political divides have caused societal issues. Thailand has a unique background in terms of a historical, political system, cultural aspects, and others. The Kingdom of Thailand today is become a major economic and tourist destination. I think that's all for our presentation. Thank you for listening.